Hello, and welcome to another Best Anime Recaps. Today, I'm going to give you a recap of the anime called Gunnm, Battle Angel Alita. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. The City in the Sky releases their latest batch of scrap at the dumping site of Salem, and Ido, a cyborg physician, searches around for useful parts when he comes across a female cyborg. He uses a diagnostic device to confirm her still being alive, so he takes her to his workshop, where he and Gunnm decide to restore the cyborg by giving her a new robotic body. Soon after, the cyborg, now known as Alita, assists Ido in his cybernetic practice. Gunnm inquires as to how she is adjusting to her new body, to which she responds that she feels fantastic and free. He warns her about recent stalking and harvesting of people's cyborg parts, which are relatively easy to obtain. Hugo, a local boy, is on the roof. He helps the doctor with some maintenance. He interrupts to inform Ido that the problem is more complicated than expected and requests that it be completed the following day. They compliment him on his hard-working character. Alita appears to be attracted to him. Later that night, an unknown assailant attacks a young lady standing alone in an alleyway. Soon after, Alita notices Ido returning home late at night, bracing his arm and carrying a large suitcase. The next morning, she notices his injured arm, which he dismisses as the result of a fall. Meanwhile, Hugo returns to finish his work. Alita walks up to the roof and introduces herself to him. They become friends while admiring Salem's floating city. People living in Scrap Iron City are considered lower class and are not permitted to enter. They can only use scraps from the city in the sky. The young handyman persuades her to accompany him. As the two leave, a woman named Cheering appears. The two friends attempt to climb onto the roof of an abandoned factory but both fall. But Alita catches Hugo on instinct, resulting in a safe landing. Hugo, surprised, remarks on her skills and strength. They make it to the rooftop, where the young man talks about his fascination with the floating city. She expresses her feelings for him, but he is too preoccupied with getting to the city to notice. Meanwhile, Ido and Cheering go out for a drink, and he asks her about her desire to return to Salem. She considers Iron City to be hell and is perplexed that he is content to live there despite being the best cybernetic doctor in Salem. She promises to do whatever it takes to return. Concerned about his former partner, he advises her not to become involved with a group known as the Factory. Later that night, Alita awoke to find Ido leaving with his suitcase once more. A lone woman walking home in a remote area of the city encounters the criminals Rasha and Grusika. Ido appears, introduces himself as a hunter warrior, and attacks Rasha with his rocket hammer before they can do anything to her. The cyborg's left arm is destroyed, but the doctor is stabbed in the shoulder. When Alita arrives, Rasha is finished off with a punch to the head. After witnessing his brother's death, Grusika becomes enraged and deflects one of Ido's attacks, throwing him against the wall and knocking him down. He then confronts Alita, who kicks his right arm off before knocking him into the sewers. The doctor is impressed with her combat skills. She too is surprised, claiming that her body moved on its own. An ominous figure watches from the shadows as Ido retrieves Rasha's head. The bounty is collected by the hunter who transports the head to the factory. He explains the nature of his work as a hunter warrior, and Alita expresses her desire to join as well, stating that she felt truly powerful when she engaged the criminals. Ido expresses his displeasure. She flees into the night, frustrated. Meanwhile, at Cheering's, we see her compromising herself to Vector in the hopes of returning to Salem, but the factory boss reminds her that her dreams are contingent on her ability to improve the quality of the gladiators for the Colosseum. She can leave if he makes more money. Soon after Vector departs, a damaged Grusika crashes into the apartment, pleading for assistance. He names Ido and Alita as the offenders, which piques her interest. Ido comes to the conclusion that Alita's life is hers to live, but he wonders if her desire to follow him as a hunter warrior is a result of some residual memory. In the meantime, Alita returns to the factory with a stray dog. She declares herself a hunter warrior. Back at her lab, Cheering agrees to upgrade Grusika but is taken aback by the amount of damage caused by a single impact from Alita. Feeling bested by her former partner, she vows to make him a match for the new hunter. Ido accepts Alita's decision to join the business after she returns home with the dog. That night, he takes her to a bar where all hunters congregate to meet everyone. Hugo is also involved in criminal activity in the city, as he robs a cyborg of his spinal column. As they approach the bar, an upgraded Grusica confronts them in an attempt to provoke Alita. Using cutters installed in his fingertips, he shreds the stray dog she picked up. Fearful of Grusica, the other hunters decide to sit this one out. She accepts his challenge while using the dog's blood as war paint. As they move the fight to the Salem dump heap, cheers can be heard wondering who will win. Gunnm, another hunter warrior, joins in to watch. Initially, Grusica gains the upper hand, knocking Alita back. He attempts to finish the fight, but she escapes by using her superior speed and ability to generate plasma to disable both of his hands before slicing him in half and killing him. Cheering accepts her loss and vows to return to Salem as Vector had agreed. Ido is concerned about her rapid development, but she assures him that she will remain the same. Hugo and his accomplice Stangi are about to leave the alleyway when Vector appears and kills the victim because he is a witness. He warns them not to be so careless in the future. Meanwhile, Alita is waiting for him at Hugo's house. They talk about his tenuous plan to get to Salem. Vector took the young man to his factory office 3 years ago, and the boss told Hugo to pay him 10 million chips to get him to Salem. This would take a lifetime, but he has been working hard to accumulate the funds. He pours him a drink and offers him a job in his operations while they talk. Vector later drops off an inebriated Hugo, hoping to hear from him soon. Hugo talks about his dreams of Salem again as Alita helps him into his room. She goes on a bounty hunt, earning bags of credit chips in the process. Hugo receives a request for spine lubrication one night. He reveals himself to be Zappin, a hunter warrior. Tanji attacks Zappin when he realizes he was about to attack, but he is quickly killed by the hunter. Before fleeing, with his identity revealed, the young man throws a fire bottle at him. Hugo is about to receive a bounty on his head, so he contacts Vector to inform him of his situation. At this time, the factory boss is with Cheering, and he notices a newspaper article highlighting Alita's accomplishments. In search of some excitement in the Coliseum, he assigns Cheering the task of tracking her down and intends to use Hugo as leverage to get her to work for him. He also promises entry to Salem if she succeeds. Ido is surprised by the rate at which Alita is collecting bounties. She informs him that she is saving money to travel to Salem with Hugo. To Alita's surprise, the bounty bulletin announces Hugo's bounty. Gunnm appears to be intrigued as well. She sets out to find him, but does not find him at his home. Cheering, who has been on stakeout, follows her, while the fugitive is still at the abandoned factory where he last saw Alita. He counts his money only to discover that he is 500,000 chips short of his goal of 10 million chips. Alita finds him, offers him the balance, and confesses her love for him with a kiss. When he goes outside, he is attacked by Gunnm. Alita rushes out to find her fellow hunter warrior standing over him, his right arm severed. She attacks him, but he blocks her, revealing that he previously killed Hugo's brother. They continue to fight each other. As he gets close to delivering a killing blow, she counters by creating an electric charge that attracts a bolt of lightning and incinerates him. She is holding a dying Hugo and is unsure how to save him. We then see Cheering appear. Alita goes to Ido's with Hugo's head, pleading with the doctor to save him. Ido reveals that bypassing her life support system and connecting to Hugo's head kept his brain alive. After successfully transplanting Hugo's head onto a cyborg body, she reveals that Cheering was the reason he is still alive, which surprises him. Her relationship with the young lover reminded her of her time with Ido. Back at Vector's, we see Cheering telling him lies about Hugo's and Alita's condition. The factory owner informs her that she will be sent to Salem. Ido tells Alita at the workshop that the idea of buying passage into Salem is a lie. He is aware because he was a former resident of the floating city. Hugo screams in denial and flees the clinic. Alita runs after him. Ido becomes enraged when he sees the bag of chips. He visits Vector's office in order to confront him about his lies. While there, he learns that the factory boss murdered Cheering and preserved her body parts for sale. He instructs Starkey to attack Ido, who avoids the attack and slices both Araki and Vector with his rocket hammer. Hugo climbs, eager to reach Salem, but his new body is destroyed by a massive spike train, one of the city's defense mechanisms. Alita leaps after him, grabbing his remaining arm, but his elbow joint fails and he falls to his death, saying his final goodbyes. Ido and Alita are at the Salem dump heap at sunset. They express their grief by placing Hugo's forearm and cheering Ziering in a basket attached to a balloon. The end. Thanks for watching. Take care and see you again soon.